Hello beloved subscribers, and hello to any newbies too. This week on Those Pesky Dames we're going to be talking about the rather pesky problem of internet trolls. So what is a troll? The phrase trolling entered pop culture with the arrival of the internet. It's still a relatively new term. UrbanDictionary.com defines a troll as one who posts a deliberately provocative message to a newsgroup or message board with the intention of causing maximum disruption and argument. That's a pretty good definition, but I think that we can add to that. A troll or trolling is often used to mean internet harassment or abuse, usually of the anonymous kind. So if someone is stalking your posts and leaving mean comments, telling you you're ugly, threatening you, they're often referred to as a troll, or as my mum defined it when I explained it to her, arseholes. I referred to trolling earlier as a pesky problem, and sometimes that's all it is, someone just being a pain. However, if you're a woman online or maintain a female persona online, such as a feminine username, then trolling can often be a much more serious and scary problem. Women are frequently subjected to serious and sustained cyber harassment. This can include graphic threats of sexual violence, death threats, to anonymous users finding people's addresses, contacting their friends, their family, even their workplaces. Female bloggers are most likely to receive comments, abusive comments, which invoke their gender in an insulting or demeaning way. So female bloggers are likely to get rape threats and comments calling them ugly or stupid bitches. There's been a recent openness in the female blogging community recently about online harassment. Numerous posts have been written about the horrific cyber abuse that a lot of women receive. There are links in the description bar below to some of these, which do contain some really triggering threats, so just be careful, be warned when you read those. These threats often become much more aggressive when they're directed at women of colour or women who are seen to transgress the gender binary in some way. So for example, a woman who is seen to be butch, or a woman who is trans, or a queer woman. That's not to undermine the type of harassment that men receive online too, especially men of colour and queer men. However, it does seem that cyber harassment is a much more common occurrence for women online. The Stalking Resource Centre, which is a branch of the National Centre for Victims of Crime, report that approximately 60% of online harassment cases involve a male attacker and a female target. Often, when women complain about the abuse they receive, we're told we're being overly sensitive, hysterical women. Calm down, people tell us, just ignore it. Rise above it. Don't read it. It's not like they're going to follow through on their threats anyway. Well, firstly, thanks for belittling our experiences. Great one there. Cyber harassment is seriously scary, especially if it's the anonymous kind. Knowing that someone in the world that you've never met hates you passionately enough to take the time to send you these horrible threats and just nasty little comments is a pretty upsetting thing, I think, for a lot of people. And how do you know that they're not going to follow through? It is fucking scary to receive online threats from somebody you don't know. Here at Those Pesky Dames, we all moderate our own comments, and we all feel differently about the kind of comments we receive, and we have different lines between what is acceptable and what is not. So I can't tell you about the comment policy of everyone because it's down to the individual dame. However, I can tell you about my comment policy. I love receiving comments, and I love a bit of healthy debate as well. But I'd like my videos, and therefore the comments below it, to be a safe place for people to come together and discuss their experiences and not be made fun of or harassed for doing so. So I would respectfully and politely like to ask everyone to follow my comment guidelines. 1. Stick to the topic and be concise. These are a set of videos on a very specific topic coming from a feminist perspective. So the comments in my video is not a place to discuss the validity of the feminist movement as a whole. 2. If we clearly disagree with each other and neither of us are going to change our minds, then let's just agree to disagree and leave it at that. 3. If you have facts, please attempt to back them up. I know that this sounds really, really picky, and I'm not trying to put people off commenting with their views, which is, awesome. But I'll give you like a made-up example. Okay, so someone comments saying women are the majority of domestic abusers, and you're just ignoring that. So I would probably question that and be like, oh, where did you get that fact from? Because it doesn't sound quite right to me. I'd like to have a citation for that. And then replying to that with, I don't need a citation, it's just common knowledge, it is not helpful for an informed debate. Any comments which involve insulting any of the dames will just be deleted. You know, personal attacks are not acceptable and I'm not going to tolerate them. Neither will triggering comments, any sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, heterosexism, which is kind of the same, is basically the same thing as homophobia. None of that, that's just going to get deleted straight away. I do reserve the right to delete comments which I feel violate my safe space policy. I ask you to respect my comment policy and any other commentators, because I want this to be a space for sharing experiences and discussing things, and not just a place of hate, harassment and abuse. That sounded like a really angry note to end on, so I just want to thank all our subscribers and, you know, just anyone who's commented so far, because we've had such positive feedback. So thank you for that, and thank you for all the support, because it really does mean a lot. Thank you for watching, everyone, and goodbye for now. I'll see you next week. Oh, I'm sorry for my voice, I've got a bit of a cold, so I just think I sound like a dickhead.